Welcome to YugiBOOM, everyone. On today's episode, my regional Deskbot deck. YugiBOOM! This deck was a whole lot of fun to play at San Jose Regionals. I had a lot of fun up against some Thunder Dragons, up against Sky Strikers, but also a lot of rogue decks that I was able to play really powerful against. Really like the combination of the Deskbots along with the hand traps to get a really big, massive field with very small amount of cards, but also have a lot of negates and a lot of backup just in case anything happens. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So starting off, we have 3 Deskbot 2s. This card, when it's special summoned, allows you to add a Deskbot card from your deck to your hand. It is extremely important to have this card in the deck at 3. I don't recommend taking it down at all. This and number 3 are the 2 combo starters, so highly recommend 3 of these guys. The only other side note is I don't run Deskbot 1 in this deck anymore. I used to, but I just took out all the synchros in general just to be able to focus more powerful on the link mechanic. So 3 2s. Then we have 1, 2, 3 Deskbot 3. This card allows you to special summon. When you have normal summon, it allows you to special summon from the deck. So extremely powerful to be able to start your play off with this. You usually want to normal summon this card and then start off with Deskbot 2. So we have 1, 2, 3 Deskbot 3s. Then 1, 2, 3 Deskbot 4s. This card is the one that extends. So funny story about this card. I actually had this card in face down defense up against a Borrelsword Dragon, and the Borrelsword couldn't get over it. It was absolutely awesome. He tried twice, and I was able to use the effect twice. If he would have tried 2 more times on the next turn, I wouldn't be able to do that. I didn't want to tell him that, but it actually really saved my butt. So this card, when it destroys a monster, you can special summon 2 Deskbot cards from either the graveyard or your hand, but also it allows it to pump itself up by 500 times a level of a Deskbot monster sent from the deck to the graveyard. So I explained this a lot more in my other Deskbot deck profile. Make sure to check that one out. I go into a little more detail on what each of the cards do. But for now, we'll just leave it at 3 Deskbot 4s. 3 Deskbot 5s. This is the card that allows you to get into Cyber Dragon plays. So really like Deskbot 5. It's also good for spot removal. It allows it just to be a backup MST, a backup Twin Twister if you need it. Also, it's a nice effect that when it destroys from the Pendulum Scale, you get some more effects off there as well. 3 5s, 1 6, and 1 7. These are the kind of meh cards of the deck. They're just extra scales. Because how important all the Deskbot synergy is, though, I can't swap these out for any other Pendulum cards. But we run 1 6, 1 7. Important to keep them in there. 1, 2, 3 Deskbot 8s. So this card, I call her Bae. She's just a really weird looking Deskbot girl. But overall, she is able to get 500 for each Deskbot monster in the graveyard. So why that's important is late game. She's super easy to get out. You get a 3 late game, you've got 4 or 5 Deskbot monsters. She's already at 2,500, 3,000. Especially normal summon 3, special summon her from the deck, and just beat down whatever you need to. So she's awesome. The other problem with her though is usually get her out faster because of the pendulum scale. So you want to keep at least one of her in the deck for that exact reason for late game. So 3 8s. That's it for the Deskbot cards. Of course, you run hand traps. So 3 Ash Blossom, the Joyous Springs. Beautiful, beautiful commons. Thank you. So 3 Ash Blossoms and 2 Ghost Ogres. So Ghost Ogre, I really like still. I think being able to actually get rid of a card after its effect goes off is important. But feel free to swap these for whatever you guys' personal preference are. You can also swap these for Trolls if you want. Put Ash to the side. But basically, 3 Ash, 2 Ghost Ogres is what I like to start off with. I'm also going to be showcasing my side deck at the end of this deck as well, so you'll kind of see, hit the camera there. You'll kind of see some of the other cards that I'm running there as well, and how you can swap some of these cards out for them as well. Up next, we'll go to the spells. 1, 2, 3 Machine Dupes. Super important. This card is really important to have in Deskbot decks. It allows you just to get more of the same card out. You normal summon 2, machine duplicate it out. You're gonna get you're gonna get a total of 2 more cards for your deck to your hand. Normal summon 3, special 2, then machine dupe. You'll get 3 cards out of the hand. And that's usually how you get your scales out, which allows you to special summon further. So 3 machine dupe is super important. 2 limiter removal as well. These are all the machine focused magic cards, or I'm sorry, spell cards. I don't want to get sued by Konami. So 3 machine duplications, 2 limiter removal, pushes for game. Actually, I activated these twice against one of the Vendred Chimeras during regionals. I'm sorry, not Vendred Chimeras. Oh my gosh, the Chimera Salamangreat card, the fusion. I activated 2 of these and was able to get him over his effect once, and then actually double my monster to I think 8,000, and finally push for game. So really powerful to have in this deck as well. I had 3, but Joe from YugiBOOM made a good point. It's powerful enough to have a 3, but 2 is fine for now, and then just leave it at 2. 3 Pot of Desires, just for consistency. You run 3 of a lot of the cards, so you're okay to banish, especially because you have those extra backup scales I mentioned earlier. And then finally 2 Twin Twisters, just for spot removal. We read more spot removal as well, or back row removal, whatever you want to call it, in the extra or the side deck as well. So we'll get to that shortly. Up next, we'll go for traps. 1, 2, 3, Goes and Match. Goes and Match and 1, 2, 3, Rivalry of the Warlords was the MVP of this deck. Allowed me to shut a lot of things down. Did not work against Salamangreats. Excuse me. There's a lot of other decks it didn't work for as well. The reason why I like having these, though, is they're really easy targets to swap out for your side deck cards. So if you've got a hand trap you want to add in, if I got the Cyber Dragons, which you'll see in my side deck as well, that you want to add in, you can take one of these out, which doesn't help, which runs against the other deck that you're facing. So Salamangreat, they're all Cyber, so they're all fire. So I got rid of all 6, and I was able to know exactly what cards to sub in for it. And then finally, 1 Warning and 1 Judgment, just for more negates. Again, they came up a lot, and they were really helpful when the big monsters came out. So really happy with that trap lineup. All right, moving on to the extra deck. We've got 1 Castell, so just a rank 4 against spot removal. Didn't come up as much as I thought he would, but still nice to have in the deck. 1, 2 Novas. 2 Nova is again important, and then Affinity as well important from those Deskbot 5s. So get them out, get in a Nova, get an Infinity. Sometimes you can get into a Business Radiant or a Clifford Genius, specifically a Clifford Genius hopefully, with 2 Infinities on the board, and that is awesome. I love when that happens because it just sets you up for a lot more plays, or sets you up for a lot for negates, and then you can use your Deskbot monsters to do additional plays. 2 Business Radiance and Clifford Genius, these kind of all serve the same purpose. If you can do the Clifford Genius when you Pendulum Summon, or from Deskbot 4, or even Deskbot 3 with Machine Dupe or anything like that, Clifford Genius is the one to go. Business Radiant is just the one for overall power up all your monsters. So if you got 5 monsters on board and you drop a Business Radiant, it's 2,500 combined, or I'm sorry, 3,000 combined with Business Radiant additional attack. So as you can see, that really helps you push your game. And Deskbots can literally vomit on the field. There's so many of them, and they can just come out so quick. 1 Cerebrus, 1 Phoenix. Considering bumping these up to 2 or taking out Cerebrus for 2 Phoenix, something like that. But I just think, again, they're important in almost every deck right now, just that they're so generic. 1 Electromite never came up during regionals, not once. This deck does a lot of other things, which is I'm excited for, but never needed it. Also, to be honest with you, Electromite fully gets his effect off in this deck. It doesn't help me as much as I thought it would help more generic pendulums, especially like Magicians. It just helps me for very specific situations. 1 Electromite. 1 Summon Sorceress. So Summon Sorceress, very powerful in this deck. Everything's a rock and everything's a machine, as you saw from the Goes and Match and Rivalry. So Summon Sorceress, very powerful until it gets banned, of course. 1 Saryuja and 2 Borloads. I would swap this out for a Borosword if I had it, but I don't. So right now, 1 Saryuja, 2 Borloads. Saryuja came up once. I think Borload came up quite a lot, just because of how offensive this deck is. It really wants to just kind of go and push and attack. But I recommend swapping one of these for Borosword and then calling it a day. All right, last but not least, we're going to move on to the side deck. Very easy, very simple. 3 Cyber Dragons and 1 Mega Fleet. These came up a whole lot, actually. It seemed like every time I sided out, if I knew I was going to go second, I brought these guys out. They helped me get over so many things. Helped me especially get over some zombie secret decks. Helped me get over I can't remember, but overall, super powerful and really helpful. Then Twin Twister, Cosmic Cyclone, Dark Hole, and Rigeki. Just all the board wipes are out if you're going. Hopefully you're going first. But if you're gonna have this deck go second, you can put these in there. But they are nice and strong. 2 raw sphere modes, and then 2 evenly matched to finish the 2-ofs. I actually bought it at 30 evenly matched while I was at regionals, so I'm looking to swap it out as well. And then the raw sphere mode is just, I thought I'd see more U-Link decks, but I didn't, not nearly as much as I thought I would, so it didn't help me at all, actually. I think I cited it once, I never even saw it. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys liked it. Overall, it did okay at San Jose Regionals. I think I went 2-2-1. Which is my best, I think, best record yet. But the best part of all the feeling was when I flipped over Deskbot 4 against that Borosword player, or when I just called out that normal summon Deskbot 3, and the guys around me would just look at me all awkward, like, what the hell is this guy doing? So overall, the deck is a lot of fun. It's really kind of fun to show up at regionals and play this. But I love the deck. Please try it out and let me know what you guys think down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out our social media links as well down in the description. We want to engage with you guys. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know what you want to see more of. And yeah, thank you so much. Let's go YugiBOOM!